Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel General Hospital Official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers: Sidwell kidnaps Sasha and blows the baby secret out of the water while bargaining for her release. General Hospital spoilers indicate that the Tuesday, December 17th program included some explosive situations. Sasha Corbin shared a tender moment with Sonny Corinthos at the town's church while recalling the day she lost her first child, baby Liam, and reflected on the love she shared with Brando Corbin. Tracy Quartermaine also offered her an apology. Even more stunning than Tracy's humble "I'm sorry" was the reappearance of villain Jen Sidwell at the worst possible time. General Hospital spoilers: Jen Sidwell returns. GH spoilers indicate that Sidwell has returned to the land of Port Charles, and it's clear he has some unfinished business with Holly Sutton. However, because she's fled town, it appears that he's going to take a page from an old chapter and use Sasha as a pawn in his revenge plans. Except now he has two pawns instead of just one. During the last moments of Tuesday's broadcast, Sasha was loudly praying in the chapel when Sidwell entered. She disclosed she was pregnant and prayed for the protection of her unborn child. GH spoilers: Jen Sidwell's bargaining chip: if Sidwell kidnaps Sasha, he will not only take Holly's daughter, but also Holly's grandchild. Except for Maxie Jones, no one knows Sasha is pregnant, so will Sidwell reveal the secret? He's sure to contact the police, potentially locating Holly or Robert Scorpio wherever they are and shocking everyone when he notifies them that he has Sasha as a prisoner and that she's pregnant. Sidwell may believe they know, therefore it will be interesting to see his reaction when he discovers they don't. Sasha was desperate to keep this all a secret, but who discovers she's pregnant, and does Michael Corinthos find out? Will Sidwell completely reveal Sasha's baby secret? Leave a comment below. GH spoilers: is Drew's bizarre behavior caused by a brain tumor? According to General Hospital teasers and theories, Drew Quartermaine's strange behavior could be the result of a health issue. Is it a case of like father, like son, with Drew suffering from a brain tumor? General Hospital spoilers: Oscar Nero died of a brain tumor. Franco Baldwin had two. Viewers will remember the old Drew. Aside from Billy Miller's prior portrayal, the character was completely different. Drew's kid, Oscar Nero, who came up in Jocelyn Jack's Talk and was her first serious partner, died when he was about 16 years old. Drew's foster brother, Franco Baldwin, had a brain tumor as a kid, and it returned. Oscar's behavior was not altered, but Franco's was. It all depends on where the tumor is in the brain, and brain aneurysms can also induce changes in personality and behavior. Drew's condition could be the result of a brain tumor. GH spoilers: such a bizarre change. It appears that Drew began altering while serving time for Carly Spencer at Pentonville Prison, where he was always in danger. Drew continued to act like a hero even after he and Jason Morgan collaborated to beat Peter August and Drew's programming. Drew, Jason, and Valentine Cassadine all collaborated to release Liesl Albrecht, while Jason had previously worked to free Drew. But after Liesl returned home and Drew was sent to prison, things changed, and not for the better, albeit gradually. Drew had been severely assaulted while there, and many of the injuries were to his head and face. Could this have triggered anything in his brain? General Hospital spoilers: Franco Baldwin's poor behavior was caused by his tumor. Franco's poor behavior, which was occasionally criminal, was caused by his initial tumor, and after it was removed, he was progressively rehabilitated. Drew is currently doing things that Drew would never have done before Pentonville or would have done in the past. Drew and Curtis Ashford were comrades and good friends, and Drew was neither two-faced or dishonest. Drew was a dedicated father to Oscar until his death, and to Emily Scout Quartermaine when she was very young. She used to color in his office. There has been such a severe transformation that he appears to be two distinct individuals. Might a brain tumor be the cause, and once removed, he would return to his normal self? Why it's painful to watch Sasha serve the Quartermaines in General Hospital. Sasha has become a Quartermaine servant, which does not seem right. Sasha recently started working as the Quartermaines' cook on General Hospital. The poor kid has gone through so much, and now she has to deal with Tracy and the rest of the crazy QS. Almost queen of the castle. When Sasha came in Port Charles, she fell for Michael, who was as enamored with her. They formed a fantastic connection, and it appeared that they would live happily ever after. Sasha was flying high. Not only was she content in love, but she was also the face of deception and a co-owner of the company. She and Michael became great friends with Willow and Chase, another young couple from Port Charles. Marriage was the logical next step, and the newlyweds would have moved into the Quartermain mansion or the Gatehouse. Fallen House of Cards. Sasha and Chase both gave up their happiness for those they cared about. To protect Michael's kid Wiley, they appeared to be having an affair in order for their partners to depart and marry. Michael and Willow fell in love, but their relationship isn't going well right now after Willow cheated on Drew. Sasha did find happiness with Brando, but things quickly went south. Her baby died, her husband was murdered, her mother-in-law attempted to take her money, and she was drugged and committed to a mental facility, where she was nearly killed. That is a lot. Cinderella Sasha had had enough of deception and decided it was time to change careers. She somehow became the new cook at the QS. But it appears Sasha is more of a servant. She makes and pours coffee for the family in the morning. She regularly distributes refreshments to everybody who enters into the kitchen. At Christmas, Sasha held the tray of hors d'oeuvres and passed them around to the family. The strangest aspect of her position is that she serves the man she used to love and his wife, who was her best friend. That is just awkward. To make matters worse, Tracy has been openly hostile to her. She continually screams, berates, and insults Sasha, and no one tries to stop her. It's nearly awful to watch her be handled like this. Sasha needs a break. Things may finally be looking up. Tracy did apologize and will hopefully change her attitude. Furthermore, Sasha is now pregnant with Michael's child, which should shake things up. Will Sasha ever feel happy? What are your thoughts? Please let us know in the comments below. General Hospital spoilers: Brooke Lynn cannot conceive due to complications with her first baby, Gio. According to General Hospital spoilers, Brooke Lynn Quartermain and Harrison Chase have been unsuccessful in their attempts to conceive a child. When this happens on soap operas, it usually results in a dramatic storyline with numerous issues. Some admirers believe that BLQ's history has contributed to her current issues. For starters, astute viewers have observed that the program is revisiting Brooke Lynn and Dante Falconeri's past, including the previously unknown narrative of them having a summer camp fling, which Cody Bell is aware of. General Hospital spoilers: did BLQ and Dante have a baby? It's news to us, but the sudden appearance of a BLQ and Dante passion play hints at the possibility that she became pregnant, concealed the news, and gave the kid up for adoption. Fans who believe this is the case point to Bensonhurst local Giovanni Gio Palmieri as the likely product of Brooke Lynn and Dante's romance all those years ago. Fans also noted a clue dropped in the December 17th episode, which they believe points to a Brant baby drama. GH spoilers: Brant has a baby together? In this episode, Maxie Jones discussed her son James West's horrific birth with BLQ. Brooke Lynn appeared to be deeply disturbed, and Maxie inquired as to if she had upset her. That's when BLQ revealed all about her pregnancy drama. It's easy to imagine young Brooke Lynn experiencing her own horrific delivery all those years ago. At the very least, the plot offers numerous dramatic possibilities. General Hospital spoilers: will Gio Palmieri turn out to be BLQ's son? If Brooke Lynn's delivery resulted in long-term issues, she may feel compelled to tell Chase her secret. Will Dr. Frida Navarro inform Brooke Lynn that it is now impossible for her to conceive? That might explain why she and Chase do not have a child. GH spoilers: what happens next with the Port Charles, New York-based Sudser? There are several possible outcomes for this prospective story. If she is unable to conceive, she may seek out her prior child, unaware that Gio is her long-lost son. How so malicious! At the same time, the episode appears to imply that Lois Cerullo knows everything, which could spell disaster for Brooke Lynn, Dante, Gio, and Chase. Is this how you want to see the plot go, GH fans? Curtis suits up and leaves Drew in the rearview. On the next GH, Curtis makes a big announcement, Alexis swallows her pride, and Rick receives a shocking offer. There was nothing about this CEO. He aspired to be the CEO of Aurora Media. He worked hard for the company, while Drew campaigned tirelessly. When Drew won the congressional election, he chose to remove Curtis from the top seat and deliver it to Michael. That did not set well with Curtis. He had no choice but to partner up with Michael. However, it was his proposal that resulted to Drew's dismissal. Curtis' plan to fire Drew worked. It's time to reap the benefits, which is why Curtis is making a significant announcement. He is Aurora's lone CEO. And the employment is steady because he made an agreement with Michael to keep it for 5 years. There will be no taking backsies. Good job, Curtis. Rick is currently looking for another employment. Ava recently paid a bill, but it bounced. He should not be broke, but every little amount helps. Sure, he's working with Elizabeth to assist save her from being railroaded at GH over this Digitalis killer nonsense. Rick receives a startling offer. Is Curtis looking to hire him at Aurora? Is the offer more criminal than corporate? Meanwhile, Alexis is grieving Sam. She's concentrating a lot of her care on Molly, who has moved in with her after being split from TJ. She's also seen Christina hang on to her rage over what happened to the kid she was carrying. So, why is Alexis suddenly forced to sacrifice her pride? Is this about Christina or someone else? Promises and an update. It's been over a year since Spencer died. Trina has mourned her boyfriend for nearly 11 months when he walked overboard into the Seine River. However, she is finally coming out on the other side of her pain. She's back at school. She's rediscovering her passion for art history. And she is making male pals, including Kai. Why has Trina now made a pledge to Laura? Is she telling her that she will always remember Spencer but will find a way to move on? Finally, Carly informs Sunny about family concerns. He must feel out of the loop because there has been so much going on. Carly has to inform him that Willow has cheated on Michael and slept with Drew. How do you think Sunny will react? Will he try to take Drew to the Pine Barrens? Is the Pine Barrens similar to the train station in the hit TV show Yellowstone? I'm just asking. Celebrate Steve Burton's 33rd General Hospital anniversary with a photo album detailing Jason's wild life and many loves. December 19, 1991 was a frigid day in Port Charles. You could even say, a stone-cold one. That's because on that date, a certain Steve Burton made his General Hospital debut, albeit not as the steely-eyed, black-clad hitman Jason Morgan. No, when we first saw the actor's iconic baby blues, he was portraying kind-hearted, sweater-loving medical student Jason Quartermain. However, there was something a little rough around the edges about Alan and Monica's son from the beginning, even before the injury that would forever transform his life. Business as usual. In many ways, it was simply another day at the Quartermain mansion. The clan was squabbling following yet another shakeup at the family business, ELQ. Alan had left, Ned had entered, and tensions were high, as shown in the video below. An attractive young man with killer hair, a traffic-stopping smile, and piercing blue eyes entered this problematic dynamic. Well, exclaimed a displeased AJ, the bastard son returns. Jason hauled off and slugged his half-brother, proving himself considerably more than the fresh-faced preppy he appeared to be. He then apologized for messed up the rug. Perhaps understanding Jason's impish twinkle, grandfather Edward grinned his approval. I like you, boy, and you have a killer right hook. Jason Quartermain had returned home, and with Burton replacing the children who had previously performed the role, life in Port Charles would never be the same. One door closes, another opens. Flash forward 30 years, and everything has changed again. Again and again, even. Jason transitioned from being his family's pride and delight to Sonny Corintho's mob enforcer. Jason's basic kindness remained intact. He tried to be there for people he loved, but he had, as your grandparents might say, gotten involved with a bad crowd, one whose lifestyles were so dangerous that his late widow Sam McCall ended their connection to protect her children. Behind the scenes, things were very dramatic. In the fall of 2021, General Hospital implemented a COVID-19 vaccine mandate to preserve the health and well-being of its actors and crew. Burton refused to comply and was fired, only to be hired shortly after by Days of Our Lives to repeat his first soap role, Harris Michaels, who, perhaps not coincidentally, quickly grew to resemble a certain Port Charles-made man. Dead giveaway. 3 years later, after the vaccine regulations were lifted, Burton resurrected Jason for the second time. he'd previously left for a few years to play Nicky Newman's surprise son Dylan McAvoy on The Young and the Restless, then turned around and returned to Port Charles to once again fit into Jason's trademark tiny t-shirts. Even as he was leaving General Hospital, he expressed interest in a comeback. At the time of his exit, he expressed hope to return and conclude his career as Jason Morgan. That would be an honor. Willow's next move. Tread carefully with today's General Hospital spoilers. Nina tries to warn Willow, Drew has a realization, Tracy intercepts Martin, Michael vents to Chase, and Sasha questions Jason. Willow must decide whether to pursue a future with Drew or Michael once her affair with Drew is revealed. Nina is convinced Willow and Michael's marriage is finished, but she is also unsure whether she wants her daughter to get any closer to Drew. Drew is not someone you should rely on, Nina cautions. Can she protect Willow from discovering that she slept with Drew herself? Drew is rushing at Aurora Media as the company's stock plummets, while Curtis appears unconcerned, lounging comfortably behind the large desk. Why don't you appear concerned that my firm is in trouble? Drew wonders. Tracy opens the door to the Quartermain mansion and is astonished to discover Martin there, looking for Michael. What business could you possibly have with Michael? She asks. Is Martin there to follow up on Nina's behalf, or is he going to inform Michael about Nina's plans to obtain Willow custody of the children? Speaking about Michael, he's working out with Chase to relieve some of his aggravation and anger over Drew wrecking his life. Drew is going to pay for blowing up my marriage, Michael promises. Will Michael's plan to steal Aurora stock and install Curtis as CEO succeed or fail? Jason is in the kitchen with Sasha, and they appear to be getting along well. Are you not altering your mind? She asks, smiling. Jason replies, those days are long gone. In the sweltering confines of the women's sauna, Isaiah Gannon had an awkward and unexpected encounter with Jordan Ashford. Jordan was taken aback by the misunderstanding, and her professional demeanor wavered for a brief period. However, their dilemma immediately worsened when the sauna door jammed, locking them inside. The rising steam and restricted area pushed the two to rely on one another, resulting in a rare moment of vulnerability for both. Their light-hearted banter evolved into meaningful talk, culminating in a fun interaction that suggested a deeper connection between them. The fire brigade eventually arrived to release them, but the shared experience stayed with them as they parted ways. Jocelyn Jack's Christmas stroll across Rice Plaza resulted in an unexpected meeting with Cameron Weber. Cameron, on his way to Key West, paused to catch up. The two exchanged bittersweet memories and updated one another on their lives. When Cameron inquired about her plans with Dex Heller, Jocelyn's expression plummeted as she disclosed that Dex had died the night before. Cameron was taken aback and offered her his deepest sympathies, their shared past adding weight to the occasion. As the talk progressed, Gretchen Ross came, introducing herself with a possessive air toward Cameron. After Gretchen went to organize her transport, Cameron hugged Jocelyn goodbye, leaving her with feelings of nostalgia and sorrow. Later, when snow started to fall, Jocelyn imagined she saw Dex in his dress uniform smiling at her. When she blinked, the vision vanished, leaving her wondering whether it was her grief playing tricks on her. Giovanni Gio Palmieri was busy wrapping presents at the Quartermain estate with Brooklyn Quartermain. The two had an emotional conversation about Joe's struggle with missing his mother over the holidays. Brooklyn, always the encourager, urged Gio to open up and engage with others in Port Charles. Her words struck a chord with Gio and reminded him of his late mother's guidance. Meanwhile, Tracy Quartermain had her own visitor, Martin Gray, who came looking for Michael Corinthos. Martin's presence piqued Tracy's interest despite his refusal to share secret information with her. Tracy, presuming this was about Michael and Willow's looming court struggle, confidently remarked that the Quartermains always win. Martin was both amused and wary as he departed. In the mansion's kitchen, Sasha Gilmore Corbin and Jason Morgan met. Sasha prevented Jason from washing his plate, arguing that it was her responsibility. They exchanged humorous comments about previous holiday memories, including Sasha's joking remark about Jason's reindeer sweater. Jason, ever stoic, dismissed the idea of returning to those days. Their friendship was cut short when Jason ran into Tracy, who couldn't help but poke fun at Jason's complicated connection with the Quartermains. Despite her harsh words, Tracy recognized Jason's genuineness, which she found lacking in Drew Quartermaine. Jason, unfazed, continued on, leaving Tracy to stew in her thoughts. Across town, Willow Corinthos and Nina Reeves had a heated talk about custody disputes and family relationships. Nina had hired Martin Gray as her attorney, but Willow remained optimistic about reaching an agreement with Michael. Nina raised concerns about Drew's dependability, escalating the conversation. Willow's statement that she had asked Drew and Scout over for Christmas Eve heightened Nina's concerns. Despite her reservations, Nina agreed to the proposal and promised to set her own boundaries. The tension between mother and daughter simmered, heightened by their shared desire to preserve their family, albeit through opposing strategies. Drew went into Curtis Ashford's office at Aurora, furious about the company's plunging stock price. Curtis, now in complete charge as CEO, defended his position by invoking Drew's disloyalty in providing the job to Michael. Curtis accused Drew of prioritizing personal disputes over professional integrity, which intensified the confrontation. Drew's threats of SEC intervention were received with apathy, as Curtis dismissed them as meaningless bluster. Curtis finished their dispute by tossing Drew's old nameplate to the floor, symbolizing their broken relationship. Meanwhile, Michael told Harrison Chase about his difficult marriage. Michael was determined to save his relationship with Willow, so he remained adamantly angry at Drew. When Martin eventually brought a legal package to Michael, the contents revealed a separation agreement with Willow. The paper marked a watershed moment in an already fragile marriage, bringing it dangerously close to ending. As Michael struggled with this new reality, his thoughts shifted to vengeance on Drew, which fueled his determination to take action. The Thanksgiving season in Port Charles was everything from tranquil, with relationships strained and emotions simmering beneath the surface. With their emotions high, the occupants faced an uncertain future, with their paths crossing in unexpected and dramatic ways. In Port Charles, Brooklyn Quartermaine's emotional tides appear to be shifting as she faces what might be a heartbreaking announcement about her capacity to have children with Harrison Chase. Although Chase has been nothing but supportive and positive, all indications point to the problem being with Brooklyn, particularly considering the subtle hints peppered across previous episodes. The plot develops with a flashback to Brooklyn's past, a rediscovered connection to Dante Falconeri. Viewers have been exposed to the idea of Brooklyn and Dante having a secret teenage fling, a storyline that appears to have been altered to fit the current scenario. However, speculations about this buried romance may conceal a larger, more horrifying secret, the potential that Brooklyn had Dante's child and chose to keep it concealed all these years. Brooklyn and Maxie Jones just had a talk, and the puzzle pieces began to fit into place. While Maxie described her painful experience with James West's birth, Brooklyn's expression revealed a deep anxiety, implying that she was remembering a traumatic delivery of her own. Maxie caught up on her friend's distress, prompting Brooklyn to express her growing concern that she would be unable to conceive. Brooklyn's reply, however, pointed at a deeper truth, one linked to a past secret. It's becoming increasingly likely that Giovanni Gio Palmieri, a young guy who has recently joined Brooklyn's life, is her real son from Dante. Joe's adoption and the circumstances surrounding his birth may explain Brooklyn's hidden mental scars, and the complications of that delivery may now be hurting her fertility. The fact that Gio is already involved in her life without her knowledge adds to the irony and tragedy of the situation. If Brooklyn's worries are verified, her trusted physician, Dr. Frida Navarro, may give the devastating news that she may never be able to conceive again owing to difficulties from her previous childbirth. Such a prognosis would send Brooklyn reeling, forcing her to confront her history and tell Chase the truth. Chase, who has been nothing but patient and loyal, needs to know why their attempts to establish a family were unsuccessful. If Brooklyn continues to maintain secrets, this revelation has the potential to strengthen or weaken their relationship. Meanwhile, the discovery that Gio could be Brooklyn's son alters the dynamic completely. If Brooklyn decides to look for the child she gave up, she will unintentionally be looking for someone already in her life. Gio, despite his unknown origins, has found a place in Brooklyn's world, giving a beautiful twist to the growing drama. Lois Cerullo, Brooklyn's mother, may be the only person who knows the truth about Joe's parentage. Lois' quiet, which was most likely motivated by a desire to protect her daughter, may become more difficult to maintain as the crisis progresses. Her internal conflict will add another degree of emotional complexity, especially if she is forced to choose between telling the truth and ensuring her daughter's peace of mind. Brooklyn's journey ahead is laden with emotional upheaval as she navigates her worries of infertility, unresolved guilt over her past decisions, and the unexpected prospect that the son she thought she'd lost is closer than she ever imagined. The upcoming disclosures promise to impact Brooklyn, Chase, and Dante's lives in significant and unexpected ways. With heartache, healing, and family secrets all at stake, the next chapters of Brooklyn's journey are set to leave an indelible impression on everyone involved. General Hospital spoilers indicate to intense confrontations and jaw-dropping discoveries that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats as Brooklyn's journey continues. The holiday season in Port Charles is shaping up to be anything but peaceful and cheerful, with Christmas surprises, family strife, and a desperate request for assistance setting the stage for emotional twists on General Hospital. Tensions are boiling behind the seasonal brightness, with unexpected reunions and boundary-crossing revelations. Carly Spencer's Christmas shock. Carly Spencer enters Bobby's house with a box in her arms, expecting a quiet time of holiday preparation. Instead, she's met with an unwanted surprise, Jack Brennan. Standing in the living room with a grin, Brennan says, "It's a Christmas miracle. Santa received my letter." Carly's face drops, her look a mix of bewilderment and displeasure. The previous time they met, their interaction was anything but cordial. Jack's unexpected entrance, combined with his upbeat demeanor, aggravates Carly even more. Despite her displeasure, Carly cannot ignore Jack's contributions to her life, even if his methods were questionable. However, their violent history, marked by distrust and manipulation, puts a pall over this unexpected reunion. What does Brennan want now? Carly is going to find out whether she is prepared for it or not. Trina Robinson finds a spark. Across town, Trina Robinson finds herself smiling unexpectedly as she exchanges holiday greetings with Kai Taylor. Kai says, "Happy holidays," in a warm and genuine tone, standing beneath a towering Christmas tree covered with shimmering lights. Trina's grin expands, a welcome relief from the bittersweet recollections of her first Christmas without Spencer Cassadine. Kai's presence appears to alleviate Trina's lingering grief, and their growing bond suggests the potential of a fresh start for her. While it may be too soon for mistletoe and huge romantic gestures, Kai's captivated smile indicates that he is more than ready to wait. For Trina, this Christmas might be the beginning of healing, or the start of something new. James West questions family bonds. At the Jones family house, little James West sits with Maxie Jones and Felicia Scorpio, his Christmas Eve excitement dimmed by the absence of someone essential. "I finally got an uncle," James laments, his unhappiness evident. "Shouldn't he be here for Christmas?" Maxie had invited Cody Bell to join them, but Cody's unwillingness to confront his cousin Sasha Corbin kept him away. Cody's unease with the intricate familial relationships derives from the discovery that their biological fathers are brothers, complicating their once promising relationship. However, James is unaffected by adult difficulties. If Cody doesn't appear soon, the resourceful youngster may slip out to look for him at the stables. Cody Bell faces a choice. Cody Bell sits in the kitchen of the Quartermain estate, his face filled with despair and self-doubt. Sasha Corbin, across the table, attempts to break through his defenses with a quiet but relentless voice. "You deserve a family," she says him, her tone conveying both empathy and determination. "Even if that family includes me." Cody hesitates, divided between his long-held love for Sasha and the awkward truth of their shared family ties. However, Sasha's encouragement starts to wear away at his resistance. With her parents still overseas and their loved ones spread apart, Sasha makes a persuasive argument for spending Christmas together. While the Quartermain house may not be Cody's ideal location, Sasha's persistent support may persuade him to join her at Maxie's for a family-friendly holiday celebration. Willow Corinthos breaks her own rules. Meanwhile, Willow Corinthos must walk a tight line as she navigates the complex dynamics between her mother, Nina Reeves, and her estranged husband, Michael Corinthos. Despite Nina's emphasis on creating limits, Willow persuaded her mother to entertain Scout Quartermain and her father, Drew, for Christmas Eve. The ground rules were clear: maintain cordial relationships and avoid reopening previous hurts. However, as Willow confides in Drew about her growing misgivings about Michael, she recognizes she is entering dangerous terrain. "I feel like I don't even know him anymore," Willow admits, her voice full of vulnerability. Drew listens sympathetically, but their chat unintentionally breaches the very lines Nina had cautioned Willow to keep. Willow is unaware that Nina has overheard their conversation, and the emotional consequences are immediate. Nina Reeves makes a desperate call. Nina holds her phone hard and places a call, her voice shaking with eagerness. "I need you here now," she begs, the desperation in her voice palpable. Nina's eyes well up with tears as she tries to digest what she has heard. Her anxieties about Drew and Willow's relationship, along with her own secrets, drive her to the brink. Who would Nina be reaching out to for assistance? Ava Jerome, her close confidant, could provide emotional support, while Martin Gray may provide the legal advice she sorely requires. There's even a chance she's calling Rick Lansing, whose presence might add another dimension of interest to the ongoing situation. As Christmas Eve approaches in Port Charles, the intertwined lives of its citizens offer a combination of touching moments and devastating revelations. From unexpected reunions to soul-searching chats, the holiday season presents its fair share of problems and shocks. According to General Hospital spoilers, the twists and turns in these plots will have viewers hungry to see what happens next. Stay tuned for more drama, grief, and hope in the coming days. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.